Greetings, everyone. Just got back from a Munchies run. I think we're ready to begin Ryan Chataway's 24-hour movie marathon challenge. It is currently 5:36 p.m. I'm just going to put this frozen pizza in the oven, and then we shall begin. I actually got a really good deal on Munchies. I was a little bit too late to get to the dollar store. However, for a little under 15 bucks, I actually got a whole pile of stuff. So let's see what we got here. We got, sorry, I gotta do some dishes, but what else is new? So we got some Western Family Cola, which is basically cheap cola, on sale for $1. That's not too bad, 2 liters for $1. And I still got some in the fridge left over from Friday night. Got a full kilogram of popping corn, because I like to do my popcorn on the stove. So we'll be doing some stovetop popcorn a little later. Just get this jacket off. Whew. And let's see. Put the bag in the bag of bags. What else do we get? A loaf of bread. Very good. So, you know, when it's morning again, I can have toast, which will be nice. And then last but certainly not least, out of the bag, 2 bags of potato chips. So we got original flavor and ketchup flavor, of course, because in Canada we like our ketchup chips. Yeah. And then, well, I guess this will be last but not least. I'll just actually give you a proper look at it here. This was also on sale for $5. Got a medium rising crust pizza, 3 meat, because I'm very carnivorous. I'm going to put this on right now because I'm hungry. I haven't eaten anything. And I want some food. Alright, so let's get this going. And we will commence with the marathoning. I should mention, there's going to be 2 versions of this video. One of which is, well, might be this one, might be the other one, I don't know. One of which will be just the movie marathon stuff. And the other of which will be basically a day in the life of Zaranyzerak. Because, needless to say, it's been quite an adventure getting to this part of the day. And, well, I hope that things go a little more smoothly from here. So let's just... Okay, so let's get the pizza going here. Let's move some of these dirty dishes out of the way. I really like having 2 sinks. It actually makes doing dishes a lot easier. I haven't had a 2-sink place in quite a while. Oh, we should probably preheat the oven here. What do we need to put it at? 400. Okay, so 400. There we go. Alright, so I don't know why they make this box like one of those resealable ones. It's not like you're ever going to put the pizza back in the box, you know, it's just... And basically we put it in for about 20 minutes. Cool. Directly on the center rack. I've had this type of pizza before. It's pretty good. I'm not usually a huge fan of frozen pizza, but, you know, this one's not bad. It's one of the better... you know, considering it's basically a cheapo in-house brand, it's actually not too bad. It's got some nice flavor to it. And they don't really skimp on the toppings either, which is good. I find a lot of the cheaper brands tend to skimp on the toppings. There we go. I remember seeing a video of Planet Beer Wagons where he made a frozen pizza and he sort of gave his advice on how he likes to do it. And he likes to put extra meat and stuff on there, but he said not to put extra cheese on. He said with extra cheese, it tends to make it so that it doesn't actually cook properly. So, yeah. When I have the money, I actually like to just get all the individual ingredients and make my own pizza from scratch. Just get like a nice local bakery made pizza crust and you know, get some fresh pepperoni and some fresh mushrooms. I'm usually just a standard pepperoni mushroom guy. I know that everybody likes different things on their pizzas, but I'm kind of old-fashioned and basic that way. I just like a good old-fashioned pep and mush. Pep and mush. All right, so I like to just go through and make sure that the pepperoni is more or less evenly distributed and try not to knock all the cheese off. That's always good. Okay, good. And then I'll show you my cool pizza cutter when it's all done. All right. So we'll just. I gotta bother moving the camera down to show you me putting it on the rack. Actually, hold on a second. I think we can distribute this a little bit better. And then move this one over. There we go. Okay, that's more or less even. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. So on the center rack. We will come back in about 20 minutes to check on that. In the meantime, let's get our first movie going, shall we? Hello. Okay, so first off, basically, I show this in the full-length version as well, but I'll show you guys again because you probably won't see that in this cut. Left speaker, right speaker, screen. This is basically going to be our movie setup. So let me just move back a bit. There we go. So the screen will be more or less in the center. I guess I don't have to yell because I'm right next to the microphone. But yeah, so I'm going to move some of these things. But first off, comfort is important, especially when you're attempting to do an epic length. There we go. Movie marathon. So we're going to move the crappy office chair here away. And then we're going to bring over the murder chair, as everyone likes to call it. You can see actually I have sitting right on the chair my standard assortment of Multimedia Chronicles clothes. Yes, I specifically use those clothes for Multimedia Chronicles videos and have them basically near the chair at all times, just so I can quickly change into them and whatnot. Alright, so make sure we're not running over any cables. Alright, good. This is comfort. Looks like I have ears. What is that? Oh, it's the fan and the back of the chair. That's so weird. It looks like ears. Anyway. Okay. So you can see it's still daylight out. Oh, hello, silhouette. Hold on a second. There. Okay. There we go. Alright. So I'm just going to move some stuff, and then we shall begin. I've already pretty much decided what tonight's movies are going to be. That may change over the course of it. I don't know. We'll see. I'll see you in just a moment. Okay. Sorry about all this silhouettiness. That'll go away as we get later into the evening. Anyway, it is currently 5:58 p.m. I decided I might as well just wait for the pizza to be done, and then I'll get started then. Okay, so I just went over Ryan's original challenge video, basically just to sort of review the rules. I want to make sure that I had movies picked out for each category. There's specific types of movies that you have to watch in order to sort of meet the criteria of the challenge. So, and then if you still want to watch more movies after all those, you can watch whatever you want outside that. Or you can, mix it up. It doesn't have to be in the specific order of the challenge or anything like that. If you want to participate in the challenge, by the way, I will put the link in the description down below, so be sure to check that out. Okay, so just to quickly give you a rundown of what the criteria is. It's basically as many as you can get through over the course of 24 hours. You don't specifically have to do 24 hours if you don't want to. Just do as much as you can. It's really just for fun anyway. I'm going to attempt to do a solid 24 hours of movies. Which is going to be especially difficult considering I've been up for 4 hours already and haven't watched a single one because of all the crap that went on in the morning. Well, you'll see all that in the full-length feature version of this, if that's not what you're watching already. Okay, so anyway, the 6 specific criteria that Ryan laid out. You have to watch your favorite film, whatever it is. I mean, obviously, someone like me or someone like most of us, I think, who are huge film buffs, have a lot of favorite films. So one of your favorite films. You have to watch a major flop. Now, that can be either critically or commercially or both. So something that just bombed or that, just failed dismally. Might not necessarily be a bad movie. It just didn't do well. You have to watch 2 movies. We'll say 2. That are 180 minutes or longer, so 3 hours or longer. You have to watch a movie that you have no interest in watching. Now, I have something special in mind for that particular part of the challenge, so we'll get to that when we get to that. A classic movie that you've never attempted before. There's so many classic movies that I've wanted to watch for so long, so a lot of choices there. And finally, a foreign film or a remake. So, yeah, so you can watch either just a remake or if you or you can watch a foreign film. So I guess if you don't like foreign films, you can watch a remake of something instead. So whatever. So it's actually kind of thoughtful of Ryan to put that in there because not everybody's into foreign films. Myself, I love them. But yeah, so I have picked out movies for pretty much all of the categories except for the one I have no interest in watching. And there's a very specific reason for that, which, as I say, we'll get to when we get to. So, okay. So for my first movie, I'm actually going to tackle one of the 3-hour ones first. I figured let's do the long ones while the most awakeness is in effect. And for my first 3-hour movie, I'm going to check out Wyatt Earp, which I have had in the collection for quite some time and have not watched yet, and I've been wanting to watch it. It is actually 3 hours and 10 minutes long, so it's 190 minutes, so definitely meets the criteria. I'm not going to cheap out either. Any of the 3-hour ones, they will be 180 minutes or longer. None of this 170 minutes or 179 minutes. No. It's going to be a full 3 hours or more. Ryan went really hardcore. He did, what did he do? For his first movie, he did Titanic, which is like over 3 hours to begin with. And then he did Das Boot, like the extended full-length director's cut version, which is literally 5 hours long. So, so I don't think anyone's going to beat you there, Ryan. You went hardcore, man. Really hardcore. Okay, so I'm going to go get my pizza. It should be just about done. And we will begin. Okay, here we go. Should be... Oh, yeah, that's perfect. Awesome. Perfect timing. Alrighty, so let's get the gloves here. Awesome. Oh, this looks good. Yeah. For, a $5 frozen pizza, that's pretty damn nice, I gotta say. That's some good za right there, folks. Okay. And as I say, I've had this kind before, too, so that's quite good. I'll show you my pizza cutter here. I actually have a Coca-Cola bottle pizza cutter. How cool is that, eh? Pretty nice. I think it was originally bought for a gift, but the person we bought it for already had one or didn't need it or didn't want it, something like that. Or we bought another one for him. I don't even remember. Anyway, so grab a plate. Put this up. I'll bring over... Where did I put the chips? Oh, there they are. Okay. I'll bring over a bag of chips as well, just so we can have good and proper. I usually let the pizza cool a bit before cutting it, but I'm kind of on a tight schedule here. I've already lost a lot of time because of the shenanigans of this morning, so, well, time being relative, morning for me is like afternoon for most people. I actually woke up at 2 this afternoon. I woke up at 1 this afternoon. It's currently 6. God, I've been up for 5 hours and I haven't even started yet. Wow, this is going to be a long haul. Alright, so I don't really worry about making the pieces even so much, just as long as they all get into my mouth. There we go. Yeah, the bottom's crispy, so it takes a little bit of effort to cut through. There we go. Okay. Whew. That's hot, nice big piece of sausage on there. This is the 3 meat. I guess I can do this. Yeah, that kind of works. This is the omega-3 meat. I've not actually eaten anything today, so this is the first food I've had all day. So we're going to put a bunch of pieces on there. I will eat this entire pizza before the movie is done. There's no question about that. Ow! Scalding hot pizza sauce. Okay. And then let's move that one over a little bit. Like that. There we go. Just find some room for that on there. There. I guess I can sort of make it pizza shaped on the plate. It's a long movie. We need a lot of pizza, okay? There we go. Perfect. I mean, you can hardly even tell that I cut it. I mean, look at that. That's amazing. It looks just like it did when it came out of the oven. No. Okay. All right, back to the command center. Let's go watch a movie. I'm actually glad I did buy more cola. I don't have much left. Okay. Before we begin here, we need to move the. Hold on a second. Let's here. No, that's not very stable. Let's get the coffee cup out of here. I had coffee earlier. I have another half pot on. Matter of fact, I'm going to put it on simmer right now, just so it's ready. Okay, so we just need to actually fire up the PS3 and the audio. Okay. Now, I'm not gonna move it all the way up, just a little bit. And I like to keep the computer on anyway, so I can check messages and shit as I do things. Okay, so we'll just put the. Actually, I think we are gonna keep it moved back a little bit, just so at least while I'm eating the pizza, just so I have pizza space. Okay. So. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. What's going on here? Are we still recording? Yes. Okay, sorry, I just started a new capture file because, oh. I was playing Oblivion. Actually doing pretty well in it. I've only got a couple missions left in the main story mission and just a handful of the major side missions. And, you know, yeah. Okay, so controller. Yeah, I have the BioShock theme. It's kind of cool. I like it. The hide video in the BioShock theme. There it is. Okay. Alrighty. And so it begins. Well, almost. Assuming it doesn't take forever for us to get to the menu. Actually, this is a Warner release, so it's probably going to get right into the movie after all the warning screens. I hate how long it takes to get to the menu on stuff. Warner seems to like to just start right into their movies. Can we skip that? No, of course not. Alright, we are into the movie. I will report back in a little while. It is currently 6:12 p.m. The marathon has officially begun. Hey, I just paused it for a moment. Oh, I'm so full of pizza right now. I still got two pieces left for later, so I'm sure we'll dive into those at some point. So I'm about a half hour into White Earp. Really enjoying it so far. I actually didn't realize just what a massive all-star cast it is. I mean, absolutely everybody is in this. So you Kevin Costner, Dennis Quaid, Gene Hackman, Jeff Fahey, Mark Harmon, Michael Madsen, Catherine O'Hara, Bill Pullman, Isabella Rossellini, Tom Sizemore, Jo Beth Williams, and Mare Winningham. And I actually just saw Martin Kove, who you guys may remember as the, you know, bad guy karate instructor from the Karate Kid. I mainly remember him from Hard Time on Planet Earth, a short-lived sci-fi series. But yeah, so he just showed up as like some badass jerk causing trouble for Wyatt Earp in his early days in the Old West. And yeah, having a great time. So I'll check in with you guys again in a little while. Oh. How's it going? Still on the first movie. And it's currently 7:56 p.m. Oh, good lord, this is... I'm gonna be like legally, mentally unbalanced by the time this is over, I swear. One thing I like to do in a day is drink a lot of water. I find it's wonderful, and apparently dehydration can be a contributing factor to tiredness. So I haven't really had much to drink today other than a cup of coffee and a glass of cola. I'm going to save the cola for later, but I wanted to actually put some ice cubes, get some ice cubes going, and get a nice tall glass of cool, refreshing water to sort of wake me up a little bit. Yeah, a lot of people don't think of that. They sort of keep pounding back coffee. The thing is, coffee actually dehydrates you, but water rehydrates you. And you know, when you dehydrate yourself, it makes you tired. So if you rehydrate yourself, keep yourself nice and lubricated, and you're good to go for a while. But okay, hold on. I got ice cream in here. It's kind of blocking the way. Let's just rearrange things a little bit in here. There we go. Yeah, I got a bunch of stuff in the freezer there. I got a couple tubs of ice cream. Got some chocolate ice cream and some mint chocolate chip ice cream. Also got quite a few bags of pierogies. I love me some pierogies. Yeah, well, of course, you have the various things that went wrong earlier, or just that had to be done earlier, didn't have to be done or didn't go wrong. I obviously would have started the whole thing earlier, but oh well, that's the way it goes sometimes. I'm still determined to stick it out as long as I can. At the very least, I want to get through the 6 movies that meet the criteria of the challenge. So if there's still a few hours left after that, well, I don't know, we'll see how I feel. If I'm still up to it, I'll keep going. I mean, I'd like to do a solid 24 hours, obviously, to properly meet the challenge, but I don't know, it's still early, we'll see how we're doing. I'm going to have some water here, and then hopefully it will be alright. There we go. Okay. And of course, I find whenever I eat pizza, it makes me really thirsty. So, really enjoying the movie so far, actually. I can't believe I waited so long to see it. I remember when Wyatt Earp first came out, it was around the same time that Tombstone came out. So it was like there was a whole bunch, and I think there were some TV movies and documentary stuff. It was like the 100th anniversary of Wyatt Earp's death or something like that. There was some like big Wyatt Earp related occasion. And so there was a lot of stuff about him and his life and whatnot at the time. And of course, Wyatt Earp, the movie, with Kevin Costner as Wyatt Earp and Dennis Quaid as Doc Holliday, was one of the big ones, you know. And but I just never got around to seeing it. I always wanted to see it, but I just never got around to it. The one I saw was Tombstone, and I actually saw Tombstone in the theater, and I thought it was just awesome. That's one I definitely plan to pick up for the Blu-ray collection at some point in the foreseeable future. I'm just gonna put this in the fridge for now. We'll have that for later. I do like me some cold pizza in the morning or in the evening or whatever the case may be. Alrighty, well, back to the movies. Alrighty, as you can see from the ambient light, it's already getting dark. By the time you see the next update, it'll probably be completely nighttime. Yeah, so I did move the monitor up a little bit, as you can see, and I'm just kind of chillaxing in the chair here. In fact, I'll move the chair up a bit. There we go. So that's one of the things with having a small screen or like a smaller display like this. You know, if you reduce the viewing distance, it sort of makes it seem bigger. Alrighty, I'll talk to you guys in a little bit here. Yeah. I should mention, by the way, in case I didn't mention before, I may end up repeating myself a few times over the course of this. I mean, this is going over a very long stretch of recording with long pauses between segments, so I'm probably going to repeat things a few times, so I hope you'll forgive me. But what I was going to say is, of course, I haven't told you which movies I've picked to meet each of the criteria. Yeah, you'll just have to wait and see. Yeah, I guess that's really all I wanted to say. So, God, I'm an hour and a half in, and my brain is already turning to mush. Okay, well, let's see how we do. See you next update. Hey guys, just finishing up Wyatt Earp right now. And it's basically dark out now. Okay, so finished movie number 1. Wyatt Earp. It is currently 9:36 p.m. As I often do when I watch movies, I popped onto IMDb and I found out a few interesting things about this particular movie. Apparently, it was originally conceived as a 6-hour miniseries. Instead, they decided to do it as a feature film, running 3 hours. There is actually an extended cut that runs 212 minutes, but that has apparently only ever been released on VHS and Laserdisc. There has yet to be any DVD or Blu-ray release of that extended cut, so that's kind of unfortunate. Dennis Quaid apparently lost over 30 pounds in order to play the role of Doc Holliday, who was, of course, suffering from tuberculosis. I noticed that as I was watching. I was like, wow, Dennis Quaid looks so skinny in this. And then, sure enough, that's why. It was very intentional. So he pulled a Christian Bale in that respect. Apparently, Tombstone was being filmed at the same time nearby, and had actually bought up most of the period clothing that was available in the region. So a lot of the period clothing that they used in Wyatt Earp had to be imported from Europe, thus delaying production. So interesting stuff. And apparently, for the movie, Wyatt Earp's actual six-shooter was loaned by the Earp Museum and used in some scenes during a number of close-ups. How cool is that? So in some of the like close-up shots, you're seeing Wyatt Earp's actual gun. How cool is that? Anyway, definitely good stuff. I don't know why it's only got like a 6 point whatever on IMDb. People are fucking idiots. I thought this was an awesome movie, and just a great character-driven epic western with lots of great action sequences and stuff. It's a lot more character-oriented than action-driven. Like Tombstone is a lot more action-oriented, but this one focuses more on the characters and relationships and stuff. A lot of people say like, well, which one should I watch first or instead of the other? Honestly, I say watch both. I mean, they both essentially tell the same story from different perspectives. Apparently, Tombstone's a little bit more historically accurate in some respects, but this gives you a lot more information about Wyatt Earp's early life and such prior to moving to Tombstone, Arizona, and all the shit storms that went on down there. Anyway, great stuff. I am presently on Skype, and the reason I'm on Skype, I guess I can reveal to you. Let me just find it, because I've got the, I've got everything on the taskbar on my smaller monitor here, so it doesn't all quite fit. Ah, there we are. Okay. So I'm currently on Skype. Hold on a second here. I just have to make sure there's no audio or notable visuals from the movie coming through. Okay, yeah, I'm on Skype. Say hello, Skype people.
Hello, Skype
Hello,
people.
Skype people.
Hello, Skype people.
They were probably wondering, why is he talking to himself? But then I'm sure
We figured it out.
I'm sure they clued in that I was doing a video. All right,
Like
so
today on Learning with Sean.
yeah, I just thought you'd randomly like to know facts about Wyatt Earp. So okay, so on Skype here we have Cass, my brother from Visits with Cass fame. I'm sure a lot of you will remember.
My webcam isn't on. I'm a bit of an idiot.
Yeah, I don't think they can see the screen at all. But anyway, plus your camera isn't on. We of course have Pablo, also known as the Pablo, also known as, what was it? Biggs McLarge Huge, or
Yeah.
I can't remember. Anyway,
Roll fizzle beef.
the the Pablo, and we also have, of course, Stoudman, and yeah. So we started discussing this yesterday when I first got the idea to do the 24-hour movie marathon today. I don't think anybody knew I was going to do it today, but surprise! So I got to thinking, like, one of the criteria is you're supposed to watch a movie that you have no interest in seeing, and of course, well, I everything in my collection is stuff that I have an interest in seeing, otherwise I wouldn't own it. So I thought, well, why don't I employ some of my film fan friends to, you know, pick something that they know that I won't want to see and show it to me. So do you have something in mind?
Sister
Internet friends. Okay, I didn't. Was that like 6 different movies? Okay,
We had some ideas.
we can only. I didn't hear any of that. I was like, sister. Like, what? I think Skinslip might want in on this too, and Tank said he would too if there was something going on. So maybe we should bring them in.
Sure.
I don't have skin slip.
That's
Well,
okay.
that's great, because you're the only one that can add. Fuck!
Add. And we got Tank. Wait, you can't add. Why don't you have Skin Slip? What's the matter with you?
You can suggest and I can call.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You suggest.
I'm reading Stoud's text here from earlier.
Hello.
I thought of some different movies to torture you with. Possibilities. Holes, starring Shia LaBeouf.
Nice.
Fun with Dick and
That's not
Jane,
bad.
the remake. The Majestic
Not
with
bad
Jim
either.
Carrey. Actually, I've seen The Majestic before. That's actually not a bad movie.
yeah. Well, I was trying to like limit the torture, you know.
Possibly
What
Good
I come
Burger.
up with were, like, pretty bad.
Ooh, my mom has some Mormon movies.
That would be real torture right there.
Oh. If you find it, it's
The
more of a film
Proposition
called
or
Planet
another
from
one.
Outer Space.
Plan 10 from Outer Space.
I
Not the famous Plan
Well,
9.
we should work on it.
Well, hold on a second. I should.
Fucked up things I've ever seen.
If only this wasn't limited to just movies, I would have you watch all 4 seasons of Davy and Goliath.
I like the Davy and Goliath for the good, wholesome Christian show that it is.
Which I personally would like to go out of the way and thank Stoudman for that complete series set.
Really? You got the complete series of Davy and Goliath?
Yeah.
Wow, I used to watch that. See, I used to watch that a lot when I was a kid, so for that reason, Moral Oral was even more hilarious to me.
Oh, had a phone call.
Hang on a second. I have to close some things down here.
Oral was fantastic.
Moral Oral was fantastic.
It was a sad day when they announced that they weren't going to make any more episodes.
I know. Oh well. Oh, there's.
I know.
I think Justin is here too. Yes, he is.
We can torture you with Jeepers Creepers 2. Have you seen Jeepers Creepers?
I haven't seen the first one.
Oh,
But see, I have an interest in seeing those. It has to be something that I have no interest in seeing.
You can watch Kung Pao's spiritual sequel, Kung Fu Hustle.
Ugh.
Spiritual seagull.
Spiritual sequel.
When I first started having this conversation with everybody yesterday, the first thing that sprung to Stoud's mind was Brett Ratner movies.
Right. Let's all watch Tower Heist starring Eddie Murphy.
Oh god.
Of
Well,
course,
it's
mentioned
I leave it in
this.
your guys' hands. I'm at your mercy here. That's why I'm here. So.
I need to find a copy of Pluto Nash.
My vote's still Glitter.
I've-
Mariah Carey movie.
Oh god. Well, you realize we're all watching it, whatever it is. So.
Okay, get screwed out though.
No, forget Glitter.
It has to be somewhat decent, even if
Yeah.
it's just like it's a bad movie.
You can always watch the new House of Wax.
Oh god.
Oh god.
I actually have that.
Why do you have that? Why?
My brother-in-law gave it to me.
Well, as long as you didn't pay money for it.
No, I didn't.
So, I think the most important thing here is it's something you legitimately have no interest in seeing. So the first time
Exactly.
we come up with something, when we come up with something that you legitimately have no interest in seeing, let us know. Then we'll put it on the
Well,
list.
hold on. Let me just double check my recording here, and then we'll come back to this. So just think quietly to yourselves for just a moment while I figure this out and make sure everything's happening okay. Starting up the recording again. Okay. Sorry, you have a suggestion? The bus roars through my living room.
For a movie that I'm not sure if you've seen, but I think you might be interested in. Like a movie that's good.
It has to be something he's not interested in.
I'm not saying for the next movie he needs to watch,
Oh, okay.
because there's more criteria to this. But when we come to that point, may I suggest A Hard Day's Night, the Beatles movie?
A Hard Day's Night, the Beatles movie, which I had on Blu-ray and actually ended up selling, I think, before I had a chance to watch it.
I can deal with you. I have the Miramax DVD edition.
Yeah, I will get it again. The main reason I sold it is because I keep seeing it with the slipcover everywhere, and I thought, you know what, I'll sell it now. I'll get it again with the slipcover. It always goes cheap anyway, so.
Yeah.
Just my slipcover obsession, you know.
Yeah.
Do you have any desire to see the movie Drill Bit Taylor?
I recognize the name. I have no idea who's in it or what it's about. So
Perfect.
I'd have to say I have no interest in it.
Owen Wilson.
Oh, Owen Wilson. Oh, he's.
Would you like to thoroughly kill your liking for hummus?
I liked him in Zoolander. No, we're not watching Don't Mess with the Zohan.
It's free on YouTube.
Oh, great. Yeah. Weren't you suggesting one of the Friday movies?
Yes, the original.
Yeah, Friday After Next. The worst one.
Oh no, no. Torture him. Okay, yeah.
So that's
Friday After.
Friday After
What?
Next.
Torture.
Actually,
Friday After Next or any movie made by Tyler Perry.
I think that one was in.
Oh god, no Tyler Perry.
Medea goes to jail. There you go.
Oh, no.
Jail.
I
God.
can't even take movies like that.
I cannot believe that we have movies like this. It's like a bunch of Ernest movies, except they're even worse.
They're not funny, that's why. At least Ernest was fucking hilarious.
Well, this is true. All right. Well, you guys hash it out amongst yourselves. Figure it out. I'm gonna go pee, and then.
Regardless, I will not be watching it because my wife wants to watch stuff with me.
Alright, well.
I don't think I could actually bring myself to enjoy sitting by Tyler Perry with my eyes.
No, I will admit I have not watched a single thing. The only thing I've watched with Tyler Perry were the previews.
Well, to be honest, his newest movie doesn't look half bad because he's not playing a woman; he's playing a dude as a security guard guy. And like,
Well, the thing is,
It
though,
looks
it's not
okay.
all that funny.
oh, this is a drama, so I mean,
Oh.
No, it really isn't. That's the thing. It's not funny. It's so pandering to stereotypes. Like,
I know. I mean,
Well,
I
The
can hear all the African American people right now in the comments going, "It's just a bunch of white guys talking about how unfunny Tyler Perry is." Well, he's
Yeah.
playing on the stereotype. Like
I'm a white guy.
Stereotypes
Nope.
are
Funny.
offensive. The stereotypes are based on fucking kind of the stereotypes that they used to put in
Oh.
movies that white guys used to. Well, let me finish. White guys, white directors used to fucking put in the movies that they made specifically for black people in the 30s. These stereotypes of the fat, black, angry women. That was a fucking racist movie from the 30s. Those are the movies that these fucking movies are mimicking.
Let's be honest, all right?
Step
So,
back. It's like porch monkeys. You can't take it back.
hold on.
Okay,
Here's the thing.
who got Stout going
like
off about
saying-
racism in movies
It's like-
again?
It's like saying, oh, you don't like it because that's not for you. Well, of course it's not for me. It was not designed or targeted towards me. It's like me saying I hate Twilight because it's crap. Well, Twilight wasn't made for me. It was made for tween girls. Of course you don't like Tyler Perry movies. They're not made for you. They're made for a specific demographic that will like them. Just like shitty movies are made for me, you know?
But the problem is, though, I've met plenty of black people who hate Tyler Perry.
Well, fantastic. There's always the fucking person who doesn't meet
Well,
the
I think-
stereotype.
I
What
think
you fucking do.
No, I think Stoud's argument is basically that those types of movies and that type of humor are kind of holding the public perception of the African American culture back.
Exactly.
And even a lot of African American youths bringing up trying to find their own cultural identity, seeing that as the example being thrust in their face, holding them back from, being more than what the stereotype
But it's
suggests they can
The
be.
white guy
I think Tyler Perry just sets them back again.
It's the black guy
Yeah.
to the black community.
Yeah.
It's a black guy who's taking, inspiration from what white people used to do as a racist form of degradation to
Sure.
the people.
Interesting.
No, you can't take that back.
He can do whatever he wants. It's not up to you what he can do. If it's successful or not, that's where you judge it. If it's successful, it's successful. If it's not, it's not. If you manage
I judge it
to
as
speak
being
with-
disgusting and morally abhorrent.
good for you.
Well then. And this is why I like this particular group of individuals, ladies and gentlemen, because they have such wonderful opinions about so many things about film. Anyway, speaking of which, movie marathon. What are you going to force me to watch?
All right, I think we should watch Surf Ninjas again.
Again.
The original Gone in 60 Seconds.
Oh my god.
I own 2 copies of it.
The original? Are you talking about Nicolas Cage and Angelina Jolie?
No.
Okay, because I've seen that one and I hated it.
60s. 1974, Gone in 60 Seconds. The movie that inspired the Nicolas Cage crap fest.
Uh-huh.
In which
Yeah, but the thing is, are you able to veto anything? You seem to have very unstable internet. We need to. You guys need to be able to stream it so I can watch it.
Free.
Let's be able to do this, yes.
That's why I'm only suggesting movies I can physically see.
So essentially,
Free.
I think we're limited to whatever Stout has in front of him.
I don't know. I guarantee you that Eric has movies that you do not like.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure he does. Of that, I have no doubt.
Altered States.
Oh, I've seen Altered States. I like Altered States.
I know, I do too. But
Yeah, no, that's an awesome
Snapper
movie.
Keeper was 8.
that movie is even more awesome when you're on something.
No doubt. I think it was custom designed to be watched while you're on
Oh,
something.
we can always watch Santa Claus Conquers the Martian.
Oh god, that movie's so bad.
That's a
I
classic.
have
Santa Claus-
questions.
A classic of badness.
No. But
Do you have any desire to see The Proposition, Sean?
I don't even know what it's about or anything.
Good. It's a western. It's awesome, but
Another
not a
western? A western
underneath
to
my bed, I have
follow
a
up my
fucking
western?
notebook.
Do I have any other westerns in the queue here?
Proposition
No, I
is
don't.
awesome.
Okay.
Western.
Oh, whatever. I'm
Yeah, you could just say that you didn't have any interest in it. There you go.
at your.
I mean, you don't know what it is, so you
I
don't have any
didn't.
interest.
I didn't even
That's
know it
all.
was a western. So, based on
There you
just the
go.
title alone and not knowing it was a western, I had no interest in it.
If
There you go.
my capture card worked, I could have always hooked up my VCR and we could watch Johnny
So-
Mnemonic.
So how? But I like Johnny Mnemonic. Anyway, how long is it?
104 minutes.
Good lord. Okay. No, that's fine. No, that's not that long. That's not that
I was
long.
like, I kept going, oh man, what 380-minute movies am I gonna watch? Oh, my movies are 5 hours long. Shit.
Well, Ryan Chataway, who actually started this whole challenge, for his first 3-hour movie, he watched Titanic, and then for his second one, he watched the complete uncut director's cut version of Das Boot, which is 5 hours long.
I have Novecento, which is 4.5 hours long, 1900, and I have Once Upon a Time in America, which is like 4 hours long. I'm like, God damn it.
There you go.
I mean, that does kill 8 hours of time. But Jesus.
But then do you have enough hours left for the remaining movies?
Exactly.
I think that's one problem Ryan ran into. I think he actually missed one of his own categories. The one he had no interest in. Because clearly he had an interest in everything he watched. But I think he just ran out of hours in the day because the movies he picked were just so damn long.
I will make sure every category. I might have to call it, Skin Slip's 29-hour movie marathon.
29 hours.
Well, mine's already pushing like 28, 29 hours. So the sooner we can get a movie
Really?
happening here, this would be wonderful because I've got at least 4 more movies to go after this.
Holy shit.
I've got the
Yeah.
proposition in the drive.
Okay, good.
I can't believe I didn't mention this one. Starring your favorite actor, Mr. Chris Kattan, Corky Romano.
Chris Kattan.
Stout.
Wait a minute,
totally
sorry.
watched Corky Romano.
Now, I do want to say about the proposition, the spear scene was so fucking awesome, I had to rewind it and watch it again.
Okay, shut up.
Okay.
Don't tell me there's a spear scene. Don't tell me anything. Okay, we can't watch the proposition now because Skin Slip spoiled something.
That ruined one little... I didn't ruin anything, you jackass.
You did. I know there's a spear scene. I'm going to be waiting for this
Yeah,
amazing
sure.
spear scene. No, we have to watch something else now.
I guess
No,
we're watching Corky
no.
Romano.
We have to either watch...
My eyes at ridiculousness.
We either have to watch
Spear
something
scene,
else or
Corky
Skin
Romano, I
Slip
really
needs
hope
to
so.
shut up and not spoil anything.
There may or may not be. I don't know. There you go.
Yes, I'm that
So
anal.
here's the thing: you have even less desire to watch it now. So
Because it was spoiled.
watch the.
Now I just flat out don't want to watch it because it's like, oh my god, the spear scene.
Oh, God, I spoiled the movie.
You know-
Oh, yeah.
See, I'll tell you why that kind of thing pisses me off. Well, there's a couple of reasons, but I'll tell you the main reason is the first time I saw Terminator 2 Judgment Day. I was watching it with a guy who had seen it like 3 times, and every time one of the cool lines or cool parts came up, he was like, "Oh, you have to see you have to see this part. You have to see this part," and he just like did that through the whole fucking movie, and until it got to the point where I paused, I stopped the tape, and I said, "You need to shut up. You need to shut the fuck up and stop indicating that something cool is about to happen, and just let us experience it. Just shut up." So. That was
Oh,
it.
I didn't do that.
We are
So
now
friends
going
with
to
this guy?
do that all
Oh no! Oh god, no! I'm absolutely not
I'll
friends
be
with him
watching
anymore.
Something with my wife, not with you guys. Don't worry about
So basically, you just came here to ruin the movie and then go away.
it.
Well, thanks a lot, you fucking prick.
Roll my eyes at you.
I could hear your eyes rolling.
I bet you can. Your head is hollow after all.
They're creaking.
Well, I do creak at the joints, yes.
Okay, so we're watching the proposition then?
I'm ready to go on air.
You are.
Okay, let me just grab a fresh cup of coffee, have a quick smoke, and we'll go.
All right.
I'm gonna do something worthwhile, like the video game.
That's
This is a very
that's
good
so
movie.
not the norm for you, Pablo. You play video games?
I know.
You never do that.
I know, it's so contradictory to my name. It's
For
very
less than
different.
18 hours a day.
No, actually, I don't. That's a misconception.
Okay, well this video entry has gone on way too long already, but I'm sure everyone found it amusing because you
I don't
guys
play
are
video
entertaining.
games for 18 hours a day.
I watched a 3-hour documentary on King Kong today.
Great.
So funny.
Bye, everybody.
Is that your 3-hour movie for the, for the thing?
No,
A
I'm
3-hour
not
docu-
marathon right now. I just
King Kong climbs up the building.
no, it's from the. on the.
Oh, okay.
Like, how do you talk about that for 3 hours?
It just showed like every aspect of it. And they
Sounds
talked
like
about the first chart.
does
And
not conduct chemistry video for King Kong.
it started with like the 1996 first attempt they made.
There you go.
And just kind of went on. It was awesome.
Cool. Alrighty. Okay, so we'll talk to you guys in the next entry, which may be during the movie, maybe after the movie, maybe both, maybe neither. I don't know. Well, it'll be at least after the movie. Anyway, talk to you later, folks. Bye. Hey guys, so we're watching The Proposition. We had some technical problems with the stream, but everything's working okay now. It's currently 10:51 p.m., and this is when I am starting the second movie. Yes, so anyway, talk to you guys in a bit. Bye.
All my bombs. Now it's like, did Sean just blue screen again?
Maybe.
I will know when the video stops. A second later, the video stops.
Yeah. Hi, folks. So we were just in the middle of watching the movie, and my computer blue screened again. Completely different error this time. I'm actually going to Google it and see if I can find out what the issue is. SD driver. SD driver 64 sys blue screen. What is this? Okay, I've been randomly getting a blue screen of death, and in it says stdriver64.sys. Anyone know what this is caused by and or how to fix it? And it says whatever is calling the audio is causing a fault with that driver. Uninstall your Realtek audio driver and any control panel software that is labeled Realtek. Perform a reboot of the computer. Click on this link, put a check in the box to agree, select one of the top 3 choices depending on your Windows version, then install when complete and reboot. Okay, I'm going to go do that, and then I will come back. Come on, Skype. Oh, God. Everything is so slow right now. All right. Hello.
That doesn't sound like a happy.
Well, okay, so I found that article about clearly this is what your problem is. It's a problem with your Realtek sound drivers, so you want to uninstall those and then come back to this discussion forum and click on this link and install this thing, and then you'll be fine. I don't have any Realtek sound drivers. I'm not using Realtek anymore. All my stuff is ATI and AMD. So yeah, so I ripped out the graphics card, so I'm not having blue screens from that anymore. So basically, as far as I can tell, it means one of two things: motherboard or hard drive. Possibly both. I don't know. So I'm gonna have to run some like hardcore deep hardware scans, like overnight scans, which obviously I won't be able to do tonight because I'm kind of busy tonight. This can never go smoothly.
It'll make for good content.
Oh yeah, it's great, I'm sure.
So what you're probably gonna have to do is just like give up on viewing it.
I'm just
try to
gonna
watch the rest yourself.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to watch it locally. And you're welcome to join me with your copy, your DVD there, Stout, if you like. If you want to sync up with me.
If you want me to. I mean,
Yeah, that'd be fun. I'm down with that.
okie dokie. What if all the other people want to watch it?
Well, then they're screwed.
Nice.
Sorry, guys. The problem is, if with Vidal, I mean, you can only stream starting from the beginning of the file. You can't sort of just pick up where you left off. So we'd have to start the whole damn movie over again. Again.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure nothing else important happens in the rest of the movie anyway. I mean, it was whatever.
You did see the best scene in the entire movie.
Well, I did see the spear part. So, I mean, that's the main thing. Is as long as I saw the spear part, we're all good. Okay. Well, Stout and I are going to continue watching the movie, and I will report back to you guys later. Ugh, let's get some light.
At least now you don't have to go watching everything on the computer.
What?
At least now you don't have to deal with watching anything on the computer. So.
Well, no, but I mean the computer still needs to be somewhat functional because the sound goes through the computer. But in a pinch, I can just go straight through the mixer. But basically, yeah, I have the PS3 goes into the mixer, and then the mixer goes into the computer, and then I listen through the computer speakers. Or I can just go directly into the mixer and listen through there. But then I can't use the speakers. I guess I could plug the. Can I plug the speakers into the mixer? In theory, yes, I could. However, I don't know if I have the right connectors. Anyway, hello everybody. So we just finished watching The Proposition. Just to avoid any confusion, there's a few movies by that title. It's the one from 2005, starring Guy Pearce and Ray Winston and Danny Huston. And yeah, basically a story about the lawless old days of Australia. Kind of like a Western. Okay. Yeah, we blue screened again, but fortunately, one of the side benefits of doing this in 720p instead of 1080 is it's actually saving the file as I'm recording it. So even though it crashed and the file is slightly corrupted, I do believe it is salvageable. I'm not on Skype right now. I just wanted to quickly go over some of the IMDb trivia here with you. Yeah, so apparently the wardrobe was handmade to be as authentic as possible in the Proposition 2005. And even the buttons were all handmade for the film. That's a big attention to detail. Nick Cave, who many folks from the 80s will remember as a famous musician, actually finished the script in 3 weeks. Originally, John Hillcoat, the director, approached Nick Cave about doing the soundtrack for a Western, and then eventually he asked if Cave would write the screenplay as well. So Nick Cave not only did the soundtrack, but also wrote the screenplay, so that's pretty cool. And finally, one of the gunmen in Burns Fort at the beginning is named Jack Bradshaw. Although the movie's plot was fictitious, there had been a real 19th century Australian bushranger, or outlaw, by that name. There you go, a little bit of IMDb trivia for you. Yeah, because, I mean, these are all movies that I don't know anything about, so they're new to me as well. So I figure why not throw a little trivia in there as well. And there's always some interesting little trivia tidbits on IMDb. Gotta love it. Alright, so I'm going to pop onto Skype and just let everybody know what's going on and say goodnight and carry on with the festivities. Hello?
Hi.
Yes, it blue screened again. So I just did the little IMDb trivia section before coming back on, just to get that done and out of the way. Good news is, though, I'm actually recording everything in 720p, which means it does not have to post-process everything after I record it. So even though it crashed in the middle of the recording, it actually did save it. It's just slightly corrupted, but I do believe it is salvageable. So, yeah. You're playing Tetris, aren't you?
Maybe. Both are.
Well, maybe I'll have a couple of quick rounds of Tetris before getting back to the movies, and then...
You're never gonna complete this challenge.
Yes, I will. Damn it. It might be a really long video that I'll have to split up into 15 episodes, but I will do it.
You
Okay.
just want it to be that long.
Well, that's true. That is a lot of videos that I can fill up half a month with. Alrighty. Say goodnight to everybody watching.
Good night.
Right.
That's Stout and Cass. Alrighty. Talk to you later in the next update, folks, when I reveal what the next movie will be. Alright. And so the epic saga continues. Yeah, so the proposition was really good, and definitely better than what I was afraid Stout was going to show me. Why did I even put this back in the freezer? There's like 2 ice cubes in there. If he was joking about showing me like Brett Ratner movies, or he was going to show me like Rush Hour or something, and then he was going to show me Friday, like the Friday movies. Yeah, he was just picking like all the most horrible things you could think of. But he actually, in the end, picked something that was really good. And the only reason I had no interest in seeing it was because I had no idea what it was. I think I had mixed up the proposition with The Proposal, the Ryan Reynolds movie, which was in live action. It wasn't a cartoon. And I see the ice cubes I put in earlier are all done. Yeah. Anyway. Get some agua happening here. I know the term agua because the station I used to watch Sesame Street on as a kid was an American station. Rather than being English and French like the Canadian version, it was English and Spanish. And I remember this thing had this guy crawling through the desert, and he just kept saying, agua, agua. And, well, it obviously meant water. Alright. It's going to be a long haul. It is currently 2:30 in the morning, and we've only done 2 movies so far. So, we're going to pick up the pace and go all hardcore now. So, it's the middle of the night, no more distractions. Everybody else is going to bed if they're not in bed already. And, yeah, it's just you, me, big glass of agua, and a bunch of good movies. Let's go. Alrighty, so next up, before it gets too late and I'm too tired, I thought we'd knock the foreign film off the list. It's not that I find foreign films boring or anything, it's just that, obviously there's going to be subtitles and such, so I find that when I read, it tends to relax me, and, I often read in bed, and, that's how I go to sleep. So I figure before I get too tired, let's do the foreign film, so that, I'm not doing it when I'm super tired and falling asleep. So for the foreign film, I decided to check out Jean-Luc Godard's Breathless, which was actually sent to me by fellow YouTuber Skinslip a little while ago. This is actually apparently one of his all-time favorite movies, and he really wanted me to check it out. He recently upgraded to the Blu-ray edition, so he sent me his old DVD edition. It is, of course, a Criterion Collection edition. This is Criterion Collection number 408. So, yeah, as you can imagine, there's a lot of movies in the Criterion Collection. Okay, so I'm assuming the feature is on disc 1. Doesn't really seem to specify. Oh, I think it actually says on the box here. Disc 1, new restored high-definition digital transfer, approved by Director of Photography Raoul Coutard. Excellent. Okay, cool. Well, we're good to go here. So let's pop this out, and I'm just going to switch the monitor over and we will begin. All right. So I'll report back in a little while and see how we're doing. Alrighty. Well, that's pretty awesome. Check this out. I just popped the disc in and started it up, and literally within about a second, it just went straight to the menu. Criterion, you are awesome in so many ways. Thank you. Alright, gonna watch the movie now. I don't know how well you can see or hear, but it's actually pouring rain outside right now. See if I can move you up a bit. So I'm just in the middle of watching Breathless and feeling quite tired. Oh, wow, there's actually only 10 minutes left. Yeah. No, it's a really good movie. It's definitely a little more art house than I was expecting, but definitely enjoying it. It's one I say definitely a little more. I'm going to have to watch a few more times, I think, when I'm a little more alert and whatnot, but definitely enjoying a lot of the scenery, the photography. The characters are very different from what you typically see in movies just generally. Yeah, very very unique, different, and I can see why it was considered very influential at the time, and quite groundbreaking in a lot of ways. I mean, it's from 1960, and if you're at all familiar with sort of films from that era, you know just how different this is from a lot of movies at the time. One thing I've been finding interesting, is there's quite a few sections that are actually in English. So they just did, I guess they're just English characters. I mean, one of the main characters is, the female character is actually supposed to be American. So you notice actually in when she speaks French, she's speaking French with an American accent. I don't know if that was intentional on the part of the actress, or if she was just not terribly French. I don't know. If it was intentional, then she's a phenomenal actress. Anyway, I was just gonna say I was feeling a little bit tired, so I opened up the. I've had the patio door open most of the night because otherwise it just gets too stuffy in here, and then the heat just makes me feel more tired. So I opened up the patio door a little bit more, and I noticed it was raining. So of course I open it up to keep it cooled down in here to keep me awake, and then it starts raining, and the rain is just so relaxing to hear. So I wanted to share a little bit of that with you. It was actually raining a little bit harder right before I started up the camera, and then of course as soon as I start up the camera it dies down again. Anyway, I'm going to finish up Breathless here, and then get straight into the next movie, which I will reveal at the time. And I think I might make some food. I actually didn't make any food between the movies. I was going to. I just got some more water. Which is good. Good to stay hydrated, that's for sure. It's definitely helping me stay awake. Alrighty, the time currently is 4:05 a.m. I'm going to finish up Breathless here, and then I'll report back after. Hello. Well, finished Breathless. Awesome film. Thank you very much, Skinslip. Definitely appreciate that one. Let me just quickly show you what I was going on about before. Now, here, of course, you see you can see this. I don't need to point it directly at it, but you can see the PS3 XMB screen. Now, just wait for it to recognize the DVD. There we are. Now, okay, I select the DVD and watch this. menu. Don't you wish all DVDs and Blu-rays and everything could be like that? Thank you, Criterion. I know I said that before, but I just wanted to demonstrate it. Okay, well, let's quickly just take a peek at the IMDb trivia. Needless to say, being such a huge, influential film, there is a ton of stuff about it on IMDb, and a lot of actually surprisingly civil conversations going on in the message boards here. Let's take a quick peek. I'll just pick a couple of little things in the trivia section here. So, despite reports to the contrary, God, I am getting tired. Jean-Luc Godard did not shoot the film without a script. However, he did not have a finished script at the beginning, instead writing scenes in the morning and filming them that day. To give a more detached, spontaneous quality, Jean-Luc Godard fed the actors their lines as scenes were being filmed. Director Jean-Luc Godard couldn't afford a dolly, so he pushed the cinematographer around in a wheelchair through many scenes of the film. He got the idea from Jean-Pierre Melville, who had used the same low-budget technique in Bob Le Flambeur and Le Silence de la Mer. I remember also Robert Rodriguez has used that technique in, I think it was in El Mariachi, actually. And I think it might have been Godard that he got the idea from. Let's see. According to Jean-Pierre Melville, Godard asked him for consultation during the post-production stage because the first edit was too long for distribution. Melville suggested Godard remove all scenes that slowed down the action, his own turn as novelist Parvulesco included. Oh, yeah, that was Jean-Pierre Melville actually has a cameo in it in a scene as kind of a pretentious novelist who is a bit of a know-it-all about many things. And quite sexist, might I add. But instead of excluding entire scenes, Godard cut little bits from here and there. This led to the jump cut technique this movie introduced. Melville declared the result to be excellent. Yeah, a lot of people were confused. I saw some comments in the IMDb boards. It's like, what's with all the jump cuts? It was almost like my DVD was screwing up or something. It's like, no, that's just the way he did it. It was quite intentional. It was to cut time and also, gave it an artistic uniqueness that had not been seen at the time. I mean, that really hadn't been done before. The film is dedicated to Monogram Pictures. Blah, 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 blah. Aside from the film's title, the distribution visa number, and the dedication to Monogram Pictures, there are no other credits or titles on this film. The entire cast and crew is uncredited. Interesting, eh? Jean-Paul Belmondo was very surprised by the warm reception the film received. Immediately after production, he was convinced it was so bad that he thought the film would never be released. Jean-Luc Godard. Towards the end of the movie, the bystander wearing sunglasses and reading the paper who recognizes Michelle and runs off to presumably tell the police. So this is kind of like Hitchcock. Jean-Luc Godard actually has a cameo in the film. So there's a few little trivia tidbits. There's, I mean, again, being such a huge influential film, there's a ton of stuff just in the Criterion edition alone. There's this beautiful book and tons and tons and tons and tons of extras, which I will look at a later date because I've got more movies to watch tonight. But again, thank you very much, Skinslip. I really appreciate you sharing this personal favorite of yours with me. Definitely enjoyed it, and yeah. Thanks. All right, so I'm going to go and do something, make some food, I guess. I think maybe, I don't know, I was thinking of making some popcorn, but I don't know that I really feel like popcorn. Maybe I won't make any food right now. Maybe I'll just soldier on. Let's just soldier on, shall we? Okay, so soldiering on. What do we got left here? We got a few. Oh, yeah, quite a few left, actually. We've done 3 movies so far. And I've got at least 4 left. I hope I didn't just show you them. Anyway, so next up, let's do something to wake up a bit, just to get the brain juices flowing a bit. So next up, I'm going to do the commercial or critical flop. I think this one was both, actually. From the creator of Sin City and 300. The Spirit. That's right. may recall I bought this one. I literally got this for $4 at a pawn shop here in town. They have this shelf where you basically can get 5 movies for $20 on Blu-ray. So that's $4 a movie, including tax. So not too shabby. I used to have an extra copy of this that was missing the digital copy, but I repurchased it to get the digital copy just to have the, I hate having an incomplete set, even if it's something like this that I'm never going to use and it's expired when I bought it anyway. So yeah, anyway. The Spirit. So let's check this out. I kind of have a passing familiarity with the original comics that this is based on. I have read a few of them. I actually have a 3D Spirit comic somewhere in my collection. And I've kind of skimmed some of the others. Annetta was actually collecting the Spirit comics. There's nice hardcover reprint editions that were coming out. And she was collecting them, and I skimmed through some of them. I know in the original comics. The original comics are considered hugely influential because they introduced kind of more cinematic storytelling to comics. Will Eisner did a lot of innovative stuff, much like Jean-Luc Godard introduced with his films. Will Eisner introduced with his comics, and really kind of set the comics world on its ear, and broke a lot of new ground in terms of artistic, visual storytelling and whatnot in the comics medium. Far more so than it had been done before, like a much more cinematic approach, more dramatic camera angles and things like that. Well, camera angles, well, you know what I mean. And really making full use of the black and white medium, and just doing some amazing stuff. So definitely check out some of the original Spirit comics at some point if you can. I mean, to give you some idea of how influential Will Eisner was, there's one of the most prestigious comic book awards that a comic book can win is called the Will Eisner Award. So there you go. I mean, you've made an impact when they start naming awards after you. So yeah. Anyway, I've actually been kind of looking forward to checking out the movie. I know that it wasn't particularly well received, but I know that Will Eisner and The Spirit was a huge influence on Frank Miller. So, good or bad, I've been curious to see his take on it, at least as far as the movie goes. Maybe it would have been better if he'd done it as a comic. I don't know. We'll see. I did actually see a TV movie version of The Spirit many, many moons ago. It was sometime in the early to mid 80s. They did I gather it was a pilot. It was just like a short 90-minute film, like 70 minutes without commercials. And I recall liking that, but yeah, never saw it on video or anything. I kind of thought maybe they'd release a DVD of it when this one came out, but I guess because this one was such a bomb, nobody cared enough to dig that one out of the archives and give it a release. Anyway, it's long past time to finally see what all the hoopla was about. See if I'm going to like it, see if I'm not going to like it. Alright, so that's tonight's flop that we're going to check out right now. The Spirit, directed by Frank Miller. Alrighty, I will check in with you guys again in a little bit. Bye-bye. It's 5:09 a.m. I'm watching The Spirit. If you don't believe me, here, look. Hold on. Oh, come on, you stupid. There. 5:10 a.m. Watching The Spirit. And incredibly tired. I'm having some more cola. It's my own damn fault. I should have done all the stuff that I had to do earlier. I should have done the day before, so that I wouldn't have all of it to do before doing this. I should have just woke up and gone straight into the marathon, but it ended up being like I had already been up for like 4 or 5 hours before I actually was able to start. Anyway, still plugging away. I just can't do all-nighters like I used to. I'm getting old. So, I might end up taking a little nap. I don't know. We'll see how I feel after this movie. Maybe I'll get a second wind. Alright, I'll keep you posted. Bye. Nah. I'm dying. Oh God. Ugh. Yeah. So I finished The Spirit, and tiredness has just overwhelmed me. What did I think of The Spirit? I honestly I expected it to be a lot worse than it was, just given how many bad reviews it got. I thought it was okay. The only issue I have is it was a little bit overly talky in parts. Like there was a scene where the spirit was captured and tied up and in the octopus's lair, and the octopus and Chicky-Boo, Scarlett Johansson, Nazi chick, whatever, I can't remember her name, but anyway, or like explaining everything, and it just seems like that scene goes on forever, and you're just waiting for the spirit to bust loose somehow and start kicking ass. That was sort of the only part that I really had any kind of issue with, like majorly. Just it dragged on way too long. I mean, you know, I feel like they could have explained the same information in far less time, and it just, ground the whole proceedings to a screaming halt. Because prior to that, it was actually moving along at a pretty good clip. You had, nice little flashbacks to when Spirit and Chicky-Boo were kids and had their little romance, and stuff. I'm not gonna bother with the IMDb trivia on this one. I think I talked about it enough already. Anyway, yeah, it's based on the comic book. Check out the comics. Kind of like with Howard the Duck. Like even if you hated the Howard the Duck movie, still check out the original comics because they're definitely worth checking out. Well, same definitely goes for The Spirit. Even if you hated the movie, check out the comics because the comics are fantastic. From what I've read them anyway. Oh, so it is currently 6:27 a.m. I have been the marathon. It's like I started the marathon at about 6 p.m. So I guess I've been doing the marathon itself for about 12 hours or thereabouts. Some technical hiccups along the way, as you know. Quite a few technical hiccups, actually. Computer crashing and issues with the video stream for the second movie there with the gang on Skype. And then just getting a freaking late as hell start. I mean, I got up at like 1 in the afternoon yesterday, and in like 7 hours it will have been 24 hours. I think it could also be because I've been getting a lot of sleep, but like this week, but I think I'm still kind of playing catch up from when Rosie was here, because it's been less than a week since Rosie was here, so whenever she's here I tend not to get a lot of sleep because she likes to get up at the crack of dawn, and Daddy isn't much of a morning person. That's going to be changing with the new job, though. I'm going to be working mostly days there, so I will become a morning person, and I think that'll be better anyway, because then, I'll be up earlier and be able to spend more time with Rosie rather than just being a grumpy old bear. trying to sleep while she's jumping up and down on my head. Yeah, so I'm just rambling because I'm tired, and I'm actually going to go and sleep for a little bit. I'm going to set the alarm for, say, 12:30. No, let's make it 1. I'm going to set the alarm for 1. So that'll give me like 6.5 hours of sleep. And then we will continue. And it's still going to be within the 24 hours. My goal is to get through the last 3 films by or around 6 in the evening. So it's still all within the same 24-hour period. I'm just taking 6 hours out of that to go and sleep and rejuvenate my energy. But yeah, it will still all definitely be within the same 24 hours. Might run a little bit over, but that's okay. So we managed to do 4 movies. We did Wyatt Earp, which was awesome, really good, really enjoyed that one a lot. The Proposition from 2005, Australian Western type movie, also awesome, really good stuff. Then we did Breathless, Jean-Luc Godard as the foreign film. That was really well done. And then we did The Spirit for the commercial and critical flop. And that's just the best one of them all so far. Well, maybe not. I don't think anyone will dispute the fact that The Spirit is a very good-looking film. Like, visually, it's quite well done. I mean, there's a lot of really cool imagery. It has a very Sin City kind of look to it. So if you like that kind of, stark blacks and whites kind of thing with occasional splashes of color and very muted skin tones and whatnot, yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. Here's the look of it, but the script definitely needed some tightening up. That's for sure. But anyway, yeah. So that was the 4 we got through so far. I'm gonna go have a 6-hour nap, and then we'll carry on with the last 3, and I might even squeeze another one in just for the hell of it, because I'm kind of enjoying watching movies. I just wish, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Yeah, I'm getting old. I just can't pull all-nighters like I used to. It used to be I could do like 36 hours, no problem, without even breaking a sweat. But that was also 20 years ago. Alrighty, so I will see you guys in 6 hours. Maybe 7. Oh, hey guys, just finishing up Wyatt Earp. I'm actually on Skype right now, just gonna finish up. Well, once this is over, I'm gonna be watching the movie I have no interest in seeing, and yeah. Actually, that's a lame entry, never mind.